Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, back with another reaction video. And today, we finna react to top 10 wrestlers who were better in TNA than WWE. Off rip, you can't really say Kurt Angle because Kurt Angle was successful in both companies, so you can't say Kurt Angle because that would you would because that's a strong take there if you say Kurt Angle. So we're gonna eliminate Kurt Angle. I if you want, I say Booker T was way better than WWE than TNA. Definitely cannot say Jeff Hardy. Definitely cannot say Jeff Hardy. Um Christian for sure. Christian in TNA was definitely treated better than he was in WWE. Christian for sure. That would be my number one right there. I wouldn't say AJ Styles. AJ Styles has been treated good in WWE for sure. Samoa Joe, you can definitely say was better in TNA than WWE. His WWE run has so much potential though. Has so much potential, but Awesome Kong. Awesome Kong for sure. Yeah, it's a couple of wrestlers. It's a couple of wrestlers, but some wrestlers were actually treated better in WWE. But that's just me though. But anyway, so without further ado, let's get right into this. Oh, Dolph Ziggler. We could definitely say Dolph Ziggler is being treated better at TNA right now. But then again, it's only been 1 year, so yeah.
Wrestlers have always seen WWE as a big step up from TNA. Of course, WWE has long been the global leader in sports entertainment, setting the standard for mainstream.
Oh yeah, most definitely Sting.
Wrestling, but while TNA might not have reached those same heights, there were some wrestlers who were far better off there. Sometimes it's just better to be a big
Austin
fish
Aries, for sure,
in a small
even though he
pond.
ruined his own career.
Sting became a legend thanks to his time in WCW, but TNA allowed him to continue his legacy. He became the face of the company for over a decade, winning multiple world titles and pretty much staying in the main event for the entire time. But meanwhile, his run in WWE was a big disappointment. He made a huge debut at the Survivor Series in 2014, and many fans hoped that he'd have that dream feud with The Undertaker heading into WrestleMania 31, but it never happened, and he ended up losing to Triple H instead. Then an injury ended his WWE career, meaning his time there was hugely disappointing. TNA treated Sting with respect and allowed him to carry on his career long after the end of WCW. Christian debuted alongside Edge in the late 90s as a part of The Brood, forming one of the Attitude Era's most iconic tag teams. But when the tag team split up, it was clear that Edge was the one considered to be a main event superstar by Vince McMahon. So, in 2005, Christian made the bold move to join TNA. They positioned him as a top star, and within months he'd won the World Heavyweight Championship. In TNA, Christian proved that he could hang at the top of the card, and he got into major feuds with the likes of Sting, Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe. Eventually Christian went back to WWE and eventually made it to the main event on SmackDown, but his world title reign was brief. In the end, it was Christian's time in TNA that really allowed him to shine as a main event superstar.
As he should have.
Gail Kim is one of the best female wrestlers of her generation, but her true success came in TNA. Her career started in WWE with a lot of promise. Her Matrix-inspired gimmick was a lot of fun, and she won the Women's Championship on her 2003 debut, but WWE soon lost interest in her. They simply failed to capitalise on her potential, and after spending years treading water, she asked for her release from the company. In TNA, she became the face of the Knockouts division and was their first ever champion. Her feud with Awesome Kong produced some of the most hard-hitting matches ever seen in women's wrestling at the time. For many years, Gail Kim really was the lead.
I ain't gonna lie. This feud was better than a lot of feuds in TNA around this time, bro. This feud was top tier, bro. This was a good. Hey, I keep saying it. The good old days of TNA. Come on, dog. These the good old days right here, bro.
Woman in TNA. A legendary name in 90s wrestling, Scott Steiner dominated in WCW, WWF in Japan.
How could we forget about Big Papa Pump? How forget about Big Papa Pump? The fat son of a bitch. He's fat.
Thanks to his explosive performances, Steiner became the last great heel WCW World Champion with his iconic unhinged persona. So when it was announced that he was joining WWE in 2002, there was a lot of excitement. But this run was a massive waste of time. They didn't let him embrace his wild persona, and he quickly fell to Triple H's sledgehammer. But his time in TNA told a different story. He became central to TNA's major storylines, notably as a founding member of the Main Event Mafia.
Yes,
and who can forget those totally unhinged promos that he cut at the time.
You got a 33 and a third chance of winning. But I got a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me.
Unlike WWE, TNA treated Steiner with respect and gave him a brilliant run towards the end of his career. Bobby Roode built his reputation in TNA. His breakout success came as part of Beer Money.
Yep, Bobby Roode for sure. Oh, Bubba Ray. How could we forget about Bubba Ray? Bubba Ray had a great run in TNA.
Incredible tag team.
Bobby Lashley had a great run in TNA too, but I don't know if you want to say Bobby Lashley, but it is what it is.
Alongside James Storm, and they became the most successful team in company history. After they split up, Roode transitioned into singles competition and quickly established himself as a main event player. In 2011, he won the World Heavyweight Championship and held it for a record 256 days. But after almost 13 years in the company, Roode felt that he'd achieved everything he possibly could, and it was time to move on to WWE. He got a hot start in NXT with the glorious gimmick, getting over huge with the fans, and he soon became the NXT champion. But like so many superstars during this era, his transition to the main roster didn't go well. He won the United States Championship, but then his momentum stalled, and it was clear that WWE didn't see him as a top-level superstar. Neck surgery in 2022 marked the end of Roode's in-ring career. With his incredible technical skill and cocky attitude, Austin Aries made his name in TNA's X Division. His X Division title reigns were impressive, but his career really took off when he beat Bobby Roode for the world title. He had standout matches with Kurt Angle and Jeff Hardy, and he proved to have the charisma to be both a top heel and a great babyface at different times during his run. Like so many before him, he was brought into WWE with plenty of fanfare, and he made a solid start in NXT, but it's the same old story. His time on the main roster is where things started to go quickly wrong. He got stuck in the Cruiserweight division, which was being treated like a joke at the time. When WWE introduced 205 Live, it was supposed to be a separate brand to showcase the cruiserweights on the roster, but the wrestlers on the show just ended up being forgotten about. Aries was having plenty of decent matches, but nobody was watching. After leaving the company in 2017, Aries went back to TNA, where he slotted right back in at the top of the card. Eric Young debuted in TNA in 2004 and quickly gained a reputation as a versatile performer, and after years of grinding, he finally won the World Heavyweight title. But in 2016, after 12 years, he decided to leave TNA and sign with WWE. He made his WWE debut in NXT in 2016, where he was the leader of Sanity. They were just one of the most exciting parts of NXT at the time, but the group were wasted on the main roster. They rarely appeared on TV, and when they did, they were often on the losing end. By 2019, Sanity was quietly broken up, and after months of sitting on the sidelines, WWE released Eric from his contract. He returned to TNA, and he was immediately pushed back into the spotlight. It really felt like Eric had come back home. Monty Brown was considered to be the next big thing in wrestling. He seemed to have all the skills to become one of wrestling's biggest superstars. His promos and matches were intense, and the pounce was the most over-finishing move in all of TNA. Monty soon ascended to the main event, challenging for the world title on multiple occasions, but he soon got frustrated with TNA, and so he signed a contract with WWE in September 2006. They rebranded him as Marcus Corvon, but things just didn't seem to click.
I was trying to think. I know he was in ECW, but I forgot his name. Yeah, Marcus Corvon, bro, yeah.
Seemed to lack the charisma in WWE that made him stand out in TNA. Just over a year into his contract, Monty left the company due to personal reasons, and that seemed to be the end of his wrestling career altogether. As part of America's Most Wanted and Beer Money, James Storm was a TNA original and one of the company's most popular wrestlers. Fans loved his cowboy persona and hard-hitting style, and he eventually became the World Heavyweight Champion. However, in 2015, WWE came knocking. Storm had a couple of really good matches there, and there was some real excitement about him signing with the company, but after some consideration, Storm decided to not take the offer. He explained that he and his wife were about to start a family, and WWE's schedule would have kept him on the road for too long, so he decided to go back to TNA. And judging by all the other entries on this list, it was probably the best decision he ever made. When Samoa Joe debuted in TNA in 2005, he went on an 18-month undefeated streak that solidified his status as a top star in the company. And by 2007, he was a respected locker room leader, ready for the main event. When he beat Kurt Angle to become the world champion in April 2008, it felt well and truly deserved. Joe had an incredible run in the company, but by 2015 he'd achieved everything he could, so he signed with WWE and quickly became the most dominant NXT champion in history. When he moved to the main roster, he had some high-level feuds, but he never won the world title. Joe was just one of those wrestlers who was never going to be a permanent main eventer in WWE.
And that sucked because he was really good in WWE. He was really good. The fact that he didn't beat Brock was like absurd at the time. It's like, yo, y'all put the title on Brock so much. Give another guy a chance. That would make people interested. See, that's the problem, bro. Vince lost touch with the company, bro. Vince lost touch with what made WWE what WWE was. Giving guys an opportunity when they at their hottest, bro. Vince and Triple H both have this problem. They both have this problem right now in WWE, where a guy can be super hot and super over and they don't pull the trigger, bro. Just give the fans what they want, bro. If somebody is over, just give the fans what they want. If you see the money, go for it. It's working right now. Jesus, man. They don't never take that risk no more. And so many good guys come to WWE and then they end up leaving. And it sucks, bro. It sucks because there's so many good, talented people. So many good, talented people in this one video alone. And yet, all of them didn't get the opportunity because WWE never wanted to fucking pull the fucking trigger, man. Just pull the fucking trigger. You know you got something working here. Give the people what they want. We tired of the same old trying to play it safe. We don't want the same old, same old. We want something new. This is wrestling, bro. Eventually, we get tired of people. Move on to the next person. That's how it's supposed to be.
While his run there had some standout moments, it totally lacked the consistency of his TNA career.
But yeah, man, that's just gonna about do it for this one, man. WWE just oh my god, bro. Triple H, bro, pull the trigger on some of these guys. Some of these guys can get you over, man. Just new blood, new talent, man. Let these guys succeed in the company, dog. For real. But anyway, so that's just gonna about do it for this one. I'll see y'all in the next video. Till then, peace out.